I mean, like I say, I mean, a lot of things like with Auschwitz and everything else, like what no one really realized or no one really paid attention to is Auschwitz and the other places. They were like the highest tech research facilities possible. Like I spent like in 1800 or 1900, I spent like 30 or $150,000 per site. I was, I think it was like $100,000 or $30,000 or something. I spent a lot of money, and I had a lot of stuff shipped there. I basically built them, with like some of them had their own heating units where you have like a steam engine and you have heaters and stuff like that. There was a lot of money. They had the Auschwitz sites also had their own sewage treatment plants. The first ever sewage treatment plant ever. And I think it might have been a fish farm too, where it's a fish farm and sewage treatment plant. And we're trying to see if we can get fish to clean up bio waste or something like that. I think that might have been the Japan one. Because like I said, around the world there's like 30 sites or 20 sites where there were basically Auschwitz sites, my sites, where I invested a lot of money in the most high tech, most best research facility ever. So basically, there's Auschwitz sites, they had water treatment and also water purification and stuff like that. And they were trying to turn poopy water into clean water. So they were taking water samples, seeing how much human waste comes into the sludge tanks and how much the fish eat and how much of that dirty and how to clean that water. And they were also, and what they're doing is they're taking the water then and they're putting it through a steam and trying to filter out the water. What happens if you add steam to that poopy water? Can you get it clean that way? So they would vaporize the water, in the steam. So basically, the poop water would come in and come into this tank with all these fish, and the fish would nibble and eat. And we had a fish farm and a crab farm there too. And then it would go from there into a steam engine, and then they would steam it, and basically purify it. And that's when they also started figuring out about the distilling and stuff or something like that. Anyway, a lot of stuff. That was one of the sites. Anyway, like I said, I invested a lot of money, like LS Manufacturing or basically Lucifer Star Manufacturing. I had all this. I had a fair amount of money and a fair amount of power, and lots of farms too. So like I say, a lot of things change between Auschwitz and now, basically because like I start doing the food safe stuff like radiation. I'm like, well, let's see if we can, because there's salmonella and all kinds of other stuff going around and stuff like that. I'm like, well, maybe we can just clean it, and so they were starting to mess around with the radiation and stuff like that around Auschwitz too. Like I say, 1812, we actually discover nuclear bombs and radiation and fusion and all that other stuff, and then by time and then after that, then we do the what's called to see if we can irradiate things and just not actually make them radioactive or dangerous, but actually make them safe to eat. And how much does that decontaminate the meat and all that? Is food? Can you take like an Ebola laden steak, run it through a nuke thing or a radiation thing, and then move it on and then cook it up just fine and eat it, or just eat it, you know. And so they took it through there and then they looked at it and they said it killed it. So, or at least it looked positive. Although just cooking the steak also killed Ebola, so or whatever. It's a fairly weak thing, really. Anyway, all kinds of research happened right there at those Auschwitz sites because I was basically investing a huge amount of money, like just thousands of dollars. Like nobody had ever spent that much money on a research facility before. Nobody. And so I was basically, I think, yeah, it was like $30,000. It's equivalent of like $3 million. Like on the K-19 research facility, that was $5 million that I spent for K-19 or K-29, the K-29 research facility. 20, $5 million or $2 million. It cost $2 million, and that included the power generator. But I was basically investing a lot of money in a research facility for that. The K-19 or K-29 yards or research site is the same as the Auschwitz sites, only it's in America. So anyway, just investing huge amounts of money in everything. So that's what LS Manufacturing did. They called them K whatever, but it's actually LS19 or LS 29 basically. It's my research sites, it's my nuclear fusion, my research thing, and they also use research from the Auschwitz sites, which those are star sites as well, Lucifer Star. So LS again. like I said, I invested so much money. Like I say, I bought Germany, and after I bought Germany, like I bought the whole country. I literally just basically walked in pretty much and basically said, I want. I basically said, how rich am I? And they're like, you're pretty rich. I want to buy Germany, all of it, every square inch. You know, so we literally, they went over there and they literally just found out how much everyone would sell for, and they literally just paid every farmer, every person, everyone in all of Germany, and said, would you like to? Well, and the ones that didn't sell were like, well, will you sell when you die? So we signed the contract and we basically paid them out, you know, when they're young. They got this pre thing. We set it up. The lawyers did all this stuff where it's like, okay, well, you can live here until you die, and then it goes to us, you know, and we'll pay you the money now. I was so rich. I was like, when you die, we'll consider that switching over to what's called. So you live out your whole life in Germany, and then when you die, only you get the money now. So I was like, only you get the money now. So I bought every house, every building. We basically went through all of Germany, and basically they went to every farm, every house, every person in Germany, and basically said, when you die, we want to buy your house. We want to buy your house now or when you die. But you get the money now. So I was like, so I basically bought every property, everything unilaterally, just all of Germany. If not now, then when they die, it would revert to LS, Lucifer Star property. So basically, so then it's just, okay, well now what do I want to build? You know, so I literally owned and of course those are 1800 or 1900 prices. So pretty cheap, really. Not very much at all, especially for someone like me. So I owned all of Germany. And then and then so we researching, building the research facilities, and then later on I owned all of Poland. I was like, okay, I think I'll buy Poland. They're like, you can want to buy Poland. It's like, yeah, let's buy Poland. And then later on, I forget what I do after that. I think I might have bought Russia. I forget though. I think I did buy Russia at one point in time, because every time we build, we make a lot of money, and then we buy, and then we build, make a lot of money, and we buy. So then I think I might have bought China. I forget. And I don't know, because I mean the Chinese. I'm like I love you guys. You guys have really been big supporters of me this whole time. I'm pretty sure. So like it's like, yeah, you know. I mean, I think I bought your country, but hey, you know, who's counting? You know. So then I do the same. So then Mexico, I buy all of Mexico because no one's there anyway. It's a desert, and before I get there, it's a desert. No one wants to be there. No one lives there. So I buy all of Mexico, and then we build a city in town. And I'm like, well, that's cool. Just don't kill us. Don't attack us and whatever. Anyway, so then I move up to California and America, and I'm like, I think I'll buy the whole thing. So we pay cash for everything. This whole side. Anyway, I might have done something like that in Europe where I was moving around, but I think I was just buying like little individual properties and then just keeping them under my thing. But in America, I do it differently, and when I go from Germany to what's called, so I buy all that land up. And then so on this continent, so I own all of from the Cape all the way up through Cuba into the Panama Canal, and then all the way up into America and all the way up to Canada. This whole, basically, I'm like, I want to buy the whole thing. So my people in Germany, you know, they're like, okay, go find out how much they'll sell for. So we buy it, buy everything, every square inch, every house, every building. Then there's not much there. So then they're like, okay, now I'm gonna build. Like I say, I built Germany, and it worked out great. And then I started building, and then, like I say, I built Italy. And then I started building, and I built up, and then I bought Russia. And nobody was there anyway. Russia is like this frozen wasteland that nothing grows there. They told me about it. They're like, nothing grows there.